Thanks for coming back to Momentum Trading Group. This discussion, we're going to be talking about what we refer to as the triple screen method. This is just a way to look at multiple time frames before you're looking for a position or a trade. We're just going to go ahead and pull up the S&P 500. We're going to simplify this chart by removing everything on it. Again, just a right click. If you've already saved those in your settings, you should be fine as it relates to that. So the way the triple screen method works is you're basically going to take a broad angle view and you're going to zoom down at each of the different levels. So you'll notice up here you have your monthly, weekly, daily, hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, 5-minute, 1 minute. So the way that I run the triple screen method, or the way that I recommend running this triple screen method, is let's say you look at let's say like a daily chart. Your next zoom in would be a 4-hour chart. If you look at an hourly chart, like we're going to take a look here in just a second at some of these different charts and kind of identify what you look for in each of those particular charts. But if you're a scalper or short-term trader and your ideal time frame chart, or what you refer to as your trigger chart, is a 1 minute, let's say, then what that tells you is you're going to look at the 5-minute and you're going to look at the 30-minute. You'll notice, see how this is 1 minute and there's 5 1-minute bars and a 5-minute, and then here there's 6. That's going to be how you're going to determine which one. If your primary chart is a 5-minute chart, then what you'll do is you'll zoom into either a 15-minute or 30, and then you're going to come up to about an hourly view. So just for argument's sake, we're going to start with our 30-minute chart, which is what we're on. What we're looking for here is we really want to get an idea of what's the range, or what are some of the key levels as it relates to price on this particular chart. So we're going to zoom out here and just really try to get a feel. And this should give us enough data here. But you can see where this market tends to find ranges and trades in ranges. Like you can see here down here at some of these lows. Yeah, it did dip below that, but ultimately that was a support level at 1985. When that 1985 was support, it came all the way up into this range before it turned around and sold off. And see how it broke out, pulled back, broke out, pulled back, broke out, pulled back. That's really what we're trying to identify. Really, what are kind of our zones here as it relates to this. And we're going to take one right here. And then as we get closer to current price, we did have one right here, which was an all-time high on Friday, but we're currently trading above that. So what that tells us is that this level of old resistance is now going to act as a new support level. We're going to bring it down just a little bit right through there as well. So that kind of gives us kind of a key level there as it relates to that. Now, where's this headed? Now, the one thing you can do is just try to get an idea of some of these movements here in the past, where here it went from 1985 to 2020. So you figure there's basically a $45 move. From 2020 to 65, another $45 move. So ideally, we could see this thing run all the way up into the 36 range, just because that is a $5 move there, or $45 move. So we've just got to be able to identify real quickly what we're actually looking for with these particular setups. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is really try to identify kind of some key levels, support and resistance, a little bit closer in time. You can see here where this is more of a parabolic breakout now at this point. So maybe we're trying to identify where this could possibly go to before it turns around. We do have a couple of tools in our tool shed that we can try to figure out this parabolic move and where this thing's going to stop and turn. So which we're going to cover in some of our later training, where you can take a measured move here and see where that's going to run into some steam there. So ultimately, support is here. We don't know where resistance is, so if we were to buy right now, we're only risking 4 points. That's how we would determine our risk profile, with this having obviously a lot of upside potential coming into the end of the day here. So we'll play that by ear and see how that works out. Now the next thing we would do is we would come in, this is our prevailing trend. So this is one trend larger than what I refer to as our primary chart. So here's our primary chart here. We're going to do something very, very similar now. And we're going to come in and zoom in a little bit closer. And we're going to see this level here. It basically worked its way up, and then it catapulted and broke through that level. You can see right through here, this level pretty much held some support. Maybe actually bring this line up a little bit higher into there. So you can see that was our previous range. We're now in a new range, so we definitely have a bullish uptrend here. So this would be kind of a pattern that we'd be looking for. We'd be looking for a potential long in this zone. Now we wouldn't be taking any trades off this, but primary trend, you can see higher highs, higher lows on all of our candles. A lot of price action moving to the upside. And then what we would do is we would look for pullbacks on a 1 minute chart. So ideally, we'd like to see this come all the way back and retest into this range here, and then give us a long and then take this back up to the upside. Would be kind of our ideal trade setup there. And that's just basically the triple screen method. We're going to go through another example of it just so you guys can see it. Let's say we were going to take trades on a 5 minute. So then we would look at a, we're going to take a 4 hour view here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go custom on our chart length. So we're going to go custom here. We're going to open this up. We're going to go to the S&P, and we're going to start with a 4 hour view. Oops, didn't save it. Got to remember to hit OK once you select the 4 hour there. Select this to 4 hour. Click OK. There you go. So there our charts changed. So there's our 4 hour view. You can see some of these levels all the way through here. We definitely have a level through there. But over the course of the last little while, you can see we're breaking out to all new highs here on the S&P. So nice, strong, prevailing trend of a 4 hour there is going to be definitely bullish. Again, kind of a key level is right here. We don't know where resistance is. We can see a little bit of previous there, but we've broken out of that high. So once we've gone to a 4 hour, the next thing we would do is we'd look at our primary trend, which is the 30 minute in this case. And you can see we've got a nice strong trend here. And then if we were coming to a 5 minute, we would zoom in here and we would just anticipate a pullback on this time frame before we took that long back up to the upside. But that's how you trade a triple screen method. Again, the parameters are going to be 30 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, or if 5 minutes your lowest chart, it's going to be 4 hour, 30 minute, 5 minute. So those are going to be your basic breakdowns as it relates to your different chart settings from a triple screening method.